Virtual Solomon. Today we're at the Javitz Center. And amongst the other things in today's show, we're going to meet the vintage ice cream guys who are good humor guys. And we're going to see a lot of things, beer, coffee, bread, smoked fish. It's going to be a great show. Keep it locked in. All right, greetings from the Int'l Restaurant Show at the Javitz Center. This is our first interview of the day. And I am with...
Kyle Donovan.
There you go. And he is with iFork. Now, that's interesting because you'd think that iFork and iPhone and iPad are all part of the same genre, but it's not. So you actually have a system that's kind of innovative that addresses the need of how do I carry all this stuff and still eat?
Exactly. So we have the intelligently designed iFork, the intelligently designed iCup, and the iPlate. And the beautiful thing about it is all interlocks, so you can carry everything with one hand. So your fork, your utensils, your plate, your drink, all with one hand, and have the other hand to do whatever it is you want to do.
All right, now is this also good for parties?
It's amazing for parties, tailgatings, barbecue, picnics, bar mitzvahs, and the list goes on.
All right. So where do you get this, and how much is the basic cost?
Right now, we're online at iFork.com, so it's www.ifork.com. You can buy a set of the utensils. The plastics are like $4 for a box of 51. This is going to retail for about $9, but you're going to get about 8 plates, 8 cups, and 24 utensils. So it's a brand new invention, fully patented, and I'm proud to bring it to the market and proud to be here at the International Show.
Are you the inventor?
I am the inventor.
Oh, so okay. So when did the lightning bolt hit you of inspiration? Like, were you in some kind of party and you spilled like something on your lap? Or
Absolutely. I think we all have done the balancing act once or twice where we try to balance our food on our cup and it goes unsuccessful.
Right. Well, if you want a marketing tip, one of the greatest untapped markets is parents.
Yeah.
Because I have 2 little children, and trying to hold things for them and eat and things like that, especially at parties, forget about it.
Yes. No, this is great for that. Also, helps cover the drink, too. So if nothing can get in your drink, if your kid's trying to put something in the drink, the plate acts as a cover. So it makes sense, and I'm proud to be bringing it to the market.
Right, and I guess there's some spill-proofing.
Yes, there's some spill-proofing because the plate's on top, so it locks in. So, and it's also well-balanced, There's really nothing similar to this, of course, because it's patented, but it's really well-balanced. It's right in the center of the plate. And so you can carry everything, the food for your child and your child at the same time.
All right, so just so I see something here, if I can touch. You don't use Velcro because obviously that wouldn't work. So you sort of have
They snap here. That's a holder here.
Yeah, a holder and a snap-in
piece.
I guess they call that male to female or something like that in the industry. But yeah. All right, so your knife is on the left, fork's on the right.
Or you can switch it if you're left-handed.
That's true.
You can switch it around too. So there's no one way.
How much food can you easily accommodate on this? When you go to the buffet and you overload, that's always an issue.
Yeah. Well, this is actually a full dinner plate. This one here is a prototype. This one is 10 by 10. We're actually launching with an 8 by 8, so we don't want you to eat too much. So it's good for a dinner party or a cocktail party. So we're going to launch, with the 8 by 8 plate.
All right, what's this made out of? Is it biodegradable, recyclable, all that stuff?
Well, the plates are dishwasher safe and microwavable. It's recyclable plastic and BPA free. Later on, we're looking into doing different lines where it's biodegradable and so forth. We're launching with this so people can reuse it if they choose, and it's affordable enough that if they want to discard it, recycle it, they can as well. The plates are roughly going to be about 40-50 cents each. The cups are somewhere around 7-8 cents each in large quantities.
All right, well, good luck to you. That's a very interesting thing.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right, have a good show.
Blessings.
All right, we're in aisle 1100 at my favorite part of the show, which is called the pub. Now, let me tell you, I got the greatest gig in radio because I get to go and have coffee and beer and snacks all morning at the show. So I'm with Ariel Glazer. All right. And you're from Brooklyn. Yeah, I'm from Queens.
Got it.
Working Long Island. All right. So you are kombucha, which is not kombucha, but kombucha. So what exactly is that? Because most people won't know what that is.
So kombucha is traditionally brewed kombucha. We let it ferment, so there's 2% alcohol, live probiotics, organic acids, and it tastes great. It's basically a low-calorie and healthy alternative to beer and hard cider.
All right. What does it do for you in terms of health?
Well, they're live probiotics, they're organic acids, naturally occurring vitamin B, enzymes, antioxidants from tea, and you get a bit of alcohol, so you get a buzz. You don't really get drunk from it.
Okay. So can I try a little sample while we talk?
Yeah, of course.
What is your base product, like the regular? We're going to start with the light and go to the heavy.
You got it. Our base brew is the original. It's tea brewed with agave nectar and live culture.
Okay. Now, the tea that you use, that's a black tea?
Yes, it's an organic black tea.
All right, let's go and try this on.
Alcoholic.
Wow, that's really good. Okay, that's really, really good. Now, if I want something with a different kind of taste, what would I look for?
I go for the ginger.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the royal ginger, so it's the same base brew, the agave nectar organic black tea, and we add ginger juice to it.
Oh, spicy.
Yeah.
Oh, but this is really nice because it has a little bit of an edge, and this would probably go very, very well with like Asian food,
Yeah, it's great with Asian food, and it's great as a mixer. So you can make a dark and stormy from it, or a Moscow Mule, and a lot less calories and sweetness than a regular ginger beer.
Ah, okay. So I'm looking at a bottle here. So how many calories in a bottle?
There's 65 calories in a bottle, which is about half of a light beer.
Okay, and even less than a soda.
A lot less, yeah.
Right. All right. Cool. And where do you make your brew?
We're based in Brooklyn, and
Yay. And then, but where do you make it?
Oh, we make it in New Hampshire.
Okay.
We right by the White Mountains. Very nice location.
And I guess you use the nice water up there.
Yes, it's wonderful water and a wonderful place to visit.
Do you know anything about the creation process, how it's made, and how long it takes?
Yeah, of course.
How does it work?
So we start with the tea. We brew tea. To that we add agave nectar and live culture. We let it ferment for a while, and that's it. Then you have kombucha. We transfer it to a cold tank, bottle it, put it in kegs, and bring it to your local bar or restaurant.
All right. So I see you have both bottles and a tap system. Is there any real difference, or is just the tap system is more for bulk delivery?
Yeah. So
and this is more for like consumer use.
It's the exact same brew. The bottles come in 4-packs. They're served at Whole Foods, Fairway, and the kegs are for restaurants and bars.
All right. And if they want more information on your product?
Kombrewcha.com. That's KOMBREWCHA.com.
All right, Ariel, thanks so much.
Hey, it's a
great
pleasure.
show.
Thank you.
Love being in the pub. And with Dan Stovall from Popkoffs. So what intrigued me was it said here that got all these wholesome 100% natural ingredients, and it's traditional Russian dumplings. I'm not actually familiar with traditional Russian dumplings, so could you tell us a little bit about what a Russian dumpling is and how it differs from other people's dumplings?
Well, there's going to be two differentiators here. Peter Popkoff came to San Francisco in 1965, and so this is a Russian-inspired recipe. So it's inspired by the family of Peter Popkoffs.
Okay.
So as far as what makes ours different than anybody else's, and this is a true fact, is what I've created here is an all-natural, no hormone, no antibiotic fusion dumpling. I use the word fusion. It means that you can take flavors from all over the world, add it to our dumplings, and it's basically chef or consumer, take your sauces, whatever you have, put them inside, saute them with our dumpling inside your sauce. I've got King Arthur flour is our basis, and I sat with the USDA government to deem what is natural. So it's how it comes off of the bush. It's barley and wheat flour. There's no vitamins and there's no minerals added to it. That's the way a traditional flour is made.
Okay.
So I've got Meyer Natural Angus beef with no hormones, no antibiotics. I got Mary's antibiotic-free chicken, free-range chicken. I've got farmer's cheese out of Chicago. So I figure if I start with the purest of ingredients, my end result product is going to be very pure. And that's where I'm excited. And seeing people when they taste the product, they're very excited. And that's the differentiator. There is no other company that uses somebody else's story. There's the stuff that they're very proud of to make up their product. So
can we have a little journey through Tasteland?
Of course.
All right. So let's walk me through what we're looking at. So this
one here is our potato and onion, and we're making the traditional way where it's a brown butter sage. The one behind it would be our farmer's cheese, and we do that the traditional Italian ways where we do it in a pesto cream with a little Parmesan on top of it. And then over here we've got Mary's antibiotic-free chicken, and we've got a marinated cucumber underneath it, and on top of it, we've got a Thai peanut sauce, and we're serving that cold. And I like to do it cold to show restaurateurs, caterers, that we can that we can do it cold. And this last one would be our Meyer Natural Angus beef in an Asian ginger garlic sauce, and it is in an edamame salad underneath it. And all of these on the spoons are meant to be a one bite, so you can taste all the flavors. But whenever anybody tastes it, I always say, it's all about the chef's sauces, the flavors that they have. That's the first thing you taste. The second thing, look at the texture of the dough, and then the coarseness of the protein that we have. And that's what I'm trying to relay to the people, is that coarseness, that you're going to have a good mouth experience all the way through.
What's the right way to cook a dumpling?
Our dumpling you want to take from the freezer to boiling water, 5 minutes, you're done. Add it to your sauce, saute it, serve it, or if you're going to want to make it and come back to it later, we put them on a cookie sheet after we've cooked them, and then we put them in a bag, let them cool off, we put them in a bag, and then for this show, we're taking them from our ice chest and then reworking the product.
Cool. All right, so can I try one?
You can try all of them.
All right, which one should I try first?
You're going to go with the Meyer Natural Angus beef first.
Okay, now why? I know, like with wine, you're supposed to start with the lights and go to the heavies.
No, I've been to their ranch in Montana,
right?
And they use red Angus cattle by genetics. It's not by color of hide. It's a purebred, and I've got a real fondness to the Meyer Natural Angus. But I've been to the Pittman farm as well, so that's going to be your second one.
All right. So just so I see, we got black beans and corn, and we got a dumpling with the Angus beef inside with a little bit of carrots.
You've got some edamame beans in there, the corn, the carrots. You've got craisins, and that's in that Asian vinaigrette dressing.
Okay. Who inspired this formula to make it with this particular array of ingredients?
Well, I've been in the distribution business for 30 years, and so I've been around chefs my whole life. So all of my learning has been from the different chefs that I work with. And we've been on this project now for 2 years, and I have brokers that are chef-driven throughout, like I have them in California, in Florida, and now here in New York. And being a chef, you have to have that passion, you have to have that heart, and it's all about that creativity. And this particular one that you're going to taste was created by Aaron Dorset, this gentleman to your left.
Okay. So here, this is why radio is the greatest job in the world. So let's try this. Wow. That was really good. Oh.
Yeah, too bad they can't try it, right?
Well, they can.
Oh, yes, they can.
Yes, they can. It's just they can't do it right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that was really good. Now, what else should we...
So we're going to go to the Mary's chicken. That's with the Thai peanut and the marinated cucumber. And that also was Aaron's creation.
Okay. Wow. Really good and different.
Yes.
The two were very different from each other.
And go back to that denseness of the dough and the coarseness of the protein. And now you can take that same dumpling and serve it warm, and when you bite into it, you're going to taste the natural juices that are inside of it as part of the ingredients in that next sauce. And you're going to try that. You're going to see that in the farmer's cheese.
Which is this one. Okay, so this has got Parmesan and like pesto?
It's got a pesto cream sauce with a little bit of Parmesan, and it just exploded in your mouth.
It did. That's spectacular. Oh, that was good. Now, they're all different, but that one's like a new favorite. That's a good one.
We got it warm, and when you have it warm, the flavors just go crazy. But in the culinary world, you not only need to sell something or serve something warm, you need to serve it chilled as well. You need to get a little creative on it.
And last but not least is the potato.
That would be the traditional potato onion pierogi.
Yeah, it's like a Polish dumpling, right?
Exactly.
Wow. Now, why would you want some dumplings to be thicker and doughier and others to be thinner? Because I know that there's probably a reason behind it.
Well, we've chosen to have it more dense. And we feel that it's the experience all the way through. When you taste the sauce, that's one part of the experience. The next one is when you bite it, you want to have a good mouthfeel. And people look at me when I say that, but when you taste it and you experience it, you know that you've had that mouthfeel. And that's why we go with that, the denseness of the dough.
All right. What's your website or where people get in touch with you?
www.popkoffs.com, POPKOFFS. And we also have a store locator on our website, and you can type in your zip code, and it'll tell you which stores you could purchase our product. And it comes in a 10-ounce retail pack.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll take some pictures, but this is Richard Solomon, and I love my job. I'll be right back. All right, greetings from the Honey Smoked Fish Company, kosher, by the way. And I am with Christine. And let's talk about smoked salmon, because what you have looks really, really tasty. I didn't get a chance to taste it yet, but I know you're giving that really. All you gotta do is who's that? Who's the guy that looks like a samurai?
That's Kevin Mason. Is the owner of the Honey Smoked Fish Company.
Well, he's a colorful character, and he seems to be loving food, and he seems to be all about smoked fish.
Well, you can tell by our lines that it's an incredible smoked salmon product. We serve Chipotle and lime, Cajun, cracked pepper, and the original honey smoked salmon. We're from British Columbia. We smoke it in Denver, Colorado, and we serve it up to Costco, Sam's Clubs, Cisco, U.S. Foods, and any of the local city markets, and anywhere that you want us to be, just ask.
All right. Now, what is the secret to smoking a fish? Is it the wood?
The secret's in the fire.
It's in the fire. Okay, but is the fire the temperature or the wood or the length?
That's the secret.
Well, no, but the actual specific answer is secret. But for all those who are dying, what's sort of the raw, secrets?
We are hickory smoked.
Okay, there you go.
We're gluten-free.
Okay.
We're diabetic friendly.
Okay.
And we're also not just kosher, but we're kosher certified.
Okay. All right. Now, what are your favorite recipes?
We have at least 100 different recipes on our website.
Is that the boat coming in?
Honeysmokedfish.com, 100 different recipes. Our most favorite is our 5 superfood salad. That if you go on our website, it's the most delicious salad with our smoked salmon in any of the flavors.
All right, so let's review, because remember, we're on the radio. The people are driving. They're not going on the web while we're talking. So you got honey smoked salmon, romaine and iceberg lettuce, spinach, tomatoes, there you go, mandarin oranges, cranberries, 2 ounces of Colby and Jack cheese, toasted almonds, and fresh blueberries. Wow. All right. And why is this a superfood? Because you got...
We've got 5 superfoods in it.
What are the 5 superfoods? Spinach?
Well, you've got spinach, you've got your blueberries, of course our smoked salmon.
That's a superfood?
Look at the almonds, look at the blueberries. There you go. 5 superfood salad.
All right. Now, how is the Cajun... I don't remember really coming across Cajun-flavored smoked fish. How is that? Is that a popular item? Does it have a real kick? Is it more spicy? Is it more smoky? Is it kind of got the elements of everything?
Our Cajun isn't our spiciest. It's our medium-spiced smoked salmon.
Oh, that's interesting. What's your spiciest?
We have Chipotle lime. That's the one that has a kick to it. We use that for our tacos, our burritos. If you want to spice up your salads, how about a Caesar salad? Instead of just a plain shrimp on your Caesar salad that you have to spice up, we already have the spice on. You add some smoked salmon to your salad, and it's all ready to eat right from the package. No cooking.
Okay, really cool. All right, now you're up in Canada?
We get our smoked salmon here in Denver, Colorado.
Yeah.
We get our product from British Columbia. That's where our salmon comes in from.
Okay.
We smoke it within 2 days, and it's out fresh, never frozen.
All right. So it smokes for 2 straight days?
Yes.
Now, what kind of facility do you use to smoke it? Is it like its own thing in the woods with hillbillies, or watching it all night? Or
We have 28 smokers.
Wow.
And we smoke it at our manufacturing plant, and it's out fresh within a couple days after receiving it.
All right. What is the most surprising thing that you've learned about smoked salmon in your tenure as a smoked fish, lover? What's the most interesting or...
Salmon is the best brain food that you can put in your body.
Because of the omegas? Yeah.
It's high and rich in omega-3s.
All right.
And it gives you energy. Listen to him. He's been eating it for 30 years.
And not only that, he's very thin. So obviously the salmon and the superfoods are working for him.
It works for everyone.
For more information, where do we go? We go to, what's the website?
www.honeysmokedfish.com.
All right, that was Christine. So thank you so much. And really enjoyed. Are you having a good show?
We have 3 security people here just to control all the people that are coming to taste test. Word is out.
Well, you know what it is?
The best hot smoked salmon.
There you go. All right. Who doesn't like a great glass of fresh juice, especially orange juice from Florida? So I'm with Dave McGill from Southwest Vero Beach. Where's that?
It's about 60 miles south of Orlando.
Oh, okay. So
on the water.
Okay,
it's on the water.
All right. So I just had a delicious orange juice from Lambeth Groves. And it was really good. Tell me about this juice. It was smooth. It didn't feel acidy. It wasn't too pulpy, but it had enough to give it a nice, complicated, complex taste.
The reason you enjoyed it,
yeah.
The reason you enjoyed it, it's 100% Florida natural. There is no water or sugar added. It's not pasteurized. It's pure fresh juice.
My wife would love this. She used to love the juice down in Florida.
No water or sugar added. No oranges from California. No oranges from outside the country.
All right.
And we squeeze our own.
Wow. Now, I see you have a number of different kinds of juices. So what kind of juices you carry overall?
We also have a fresh squeezed grapefruit with the same content, pure fresh, no water or sugar added, not pasteurized. We do carry a pasteurized version of the juice with the same Florida fruit. And we carry lemonades, lemonade, limeade, white lemonade also, and a strawberry lemonade.
Oh, how's the strawberry? How's the strawberry lemonade?
Strawberry lemonade is a bit tart for me, but
okay,
the younger generation loves it.
Do they? All right. Where are your groves? Where are they located?
Our groves, there actually is a Lambeth Groves and we also buy from combines at the same time. We stay in Florida all season long and through the summer because we'll buy up Florida fruit, put it up, and this way we can still squeeze Florida through the late summer months.
All right. When does the growing season start in Florida and when does it end?
Growing season starts in the end of March into the end of September. Picking starts basically the end of October through the end of June.
All right. So you're busy all year long?
Oh, yes.
Wow. How big are the groves?
Our groves, we've got about 75,000 square miles 75,000 acres of product line.
Wow.
But we also buy from the combines.
Wow. And your market, is it restaurants? Is it consumers?
It's a high-end market. It's restaurants. It's high-end restaurants, hotels. We love culinary chefs because they'll go from scratch. They'll want the pure fresh, just like when they're making bread, they want pure fresh. So this is what we give them.
All right. So the bottle that I'm holding right here, it says Lambeth Groves Fresh Fruit Orange Juice. How long ago was this squeezed?
This was squeezed last Thursday.
Because it tastes like it. I mean, it tastes like, you know how you eat certain things like oranges, especially in plastic. Sometimes it tastes old, or it doesn't.
I know exactly what you mean.
It's got like, I don't know. It's like almost like the acid is eaten to the plastic, and you taste the plastic.
What you're tasting is what I would call that great breakfast taste.
Okay.
It just seems to go with everything. It's not the paste or the powder or whatever you're drinking in a local diner.
Because we bought some orange juice. I won't mention the company, but it kind of had like a brownish color to it, and I was like almost shocked because it didn't look like orange juice. And it was like, I guess, a long shelf type of thing. It had a high fiber content for children's digestion and stuff. But we drank it, my wife and I, because before we give anything to the kids, we try it to see how it'll be.
You're loving and brave parents.
And the thing is, and it's like at least when it came to this particular product, the apple juice was okay, but the orange juice was truly nasty. I mean, it really was. And it's amazing how bad you can be turned off by bad orange juice.
Well, we can. I will tell you this: we're certified 7 days to Sunday. We are certified SQF, Food and Drug, USDA. We actually have Food and Drug and USDA on premises 24 hours a day.
What's the difference in taste, if any, between fresh squeezed and fresh squeezed pasteurized?
Okay, fresh squeezed pasteurized is, people use words like gently pasteurized, lightly pasteurized, gourmet pasteurized. It's cooked. 3 minutes at 130 degrees. And depending on the quality of the fruit you have, it can either make it a little bit sweeter or do a lot of damage to the taste also.
So in terms of taste, how does the pasteurized juice taste different from the unpasteurized, if any?
The pasteurized juice will be a bit tart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right. Whereas you get that bite with the fresh squeezed juice.
All right. So when you go to the supermarket, what do you look for to pick an orange to eat? Like I see all these oranges here. I don't know how to pick an orange.
First of all, if you can find California oranges, you want them. California's for eating, Florida for drinking.
Is that because the skin is thinner?
Yes, and California has a very meaty orange. It's delicious.
Okay.
And that's what you want for eating.
All right. Hi. We are with, what's the name of the company?
Heineken USA.
There you go. That's a great name. All right. Now, it's a little early in the morning, but I see they're giving out samples. But the most important thing is you can account for all your samples.
Correct. So we are here today promoting a revolutionary draft keg system distributed by Heineken called Brewlock. And what Brewlock is essentially a beer time capsule that maintains the integrity and freshness of the beer the way that the brewer distributor would have you enjoy it.
Okay.
So basically, it's like a beer time capsule, and it's a double-barreled keg. It has a plastic case with a bladder of beer inside of it. No light or oxygen has touched the Heineken or the Newcastle Brown Ale from when it's sealed off at its brewery, either in Amsterdam or in Newcastle.
I've actually been to the Amsterdam factory.
Oh, no kidding!
And I have the big stein. I won the contest.
You won the contest?
I can't talk about it on the radio, but I won the contest.
Oh, that's impressive. That's quite a...
And there's film footage of that.
Well, when you've had the Heineken over there, have you ever tasted the difference in taste profile?
It is unbelievable how different it is. It is so much fresher. It's crisper. And look, I know that it has to get from there to here, and I know that it doesn't take a week, and I know that they can't put it on an airplane.
So Brewlock is the next best thing. So basically, this keg has never seen light or oxygen until it comes out of our draft handle. So there's no CO2 used. We use an air compressor that squeezes the beer out of the draft lines, and that basically is giving you the next closest best thing besides going on a plane and going to the brewery to drink it fresh.
Which I've done, and it really is much better there. I mean, it's truly much better.
Let me give you a sample of this now. And
I'd love a sample. All right, so we'll love a sample, and I'm going to see if this tastes like what I remember. All right, so this is
the Heineken with the Brewlock technology.
Right, so now, while I'm having a delicious sample here, could you tell me, I heard something about that you're able to keep like 99% of the pours?
Well, yeah, the yield is a 99% usable keg. So when you switch the keg, you don't need to pour a pitcher full of foam before you have a usable product. There's a little bit of a kickback when you switch it over, but it's nothing in comparison to a conventional steel keg.
This is really good. This is really good. This actually tastes much more like what I remember than what you get out of a bottle or a tap here.
And that's the idea of Brewlock.
Now, who invented this? You know, the guy?
The Dutch with Heineken USA.
There you go. Well, then there's a shout out to my friends Hank and Alanka from Holland. We just saw them not that long ago.
Cool. Well, I got to get back to work. It was lovely to chat to you. Take care.
Thank you so much. All right. We see food trucks all over the place. They're like sort of a new phenomenon. So I'm with Joseph Carnell, and he's with Vending Trucks Inc. What a great name. All right. So let's walk through a food truck. All right. Let's take a look and see what it is that makes a food truck able to do all it does. Because you always wonder, how can you pack in all this stuff into a vehicle, drive around and keep everything sort of moving, fresh? Mm-hmm. You need to keep things cold, you need to things keep hot. So how does all that work?
Okay, and what we'll do, it's a great question, and we'll start from the beginning.
Yeah.
What makes us unique from a lot of different food truck manufacturers is we custom fabricate our food trucks. So we don't pre-build them. This way, to answer the first part of your question, we can situate equipment based on the potential buyer's needs and wants.
Okay. So is there a difference between a hot dog guy and a Korean barbecue guy and a wok guy and an Italian food guy?
Yes, yes, there is. If there's specialty, then there's certain cooking equipment. And once again, we can put that type of cooking equipment. All our equipment is, NSF approved, code approved. So if you had a hot dog guy who's doing grills, who grills hot dog, he's going to want a flat grill. But some hot dog vendors differ. They boil. So we would do steam tables. we could do both. And we could put a fryer if they're doing French fries. Some hot dog guys deep fry, so we could do a fryer. So as you can see, because we custom fabricate, once again, not to sound redundant, we can build to spec on what the potential buyer's needs are.
So the truck that we're in right now, we're going to take some photos after this to accompany the soundtrack, is what kind of food business is this particular truck geared for?
Okay, what we did in this truck, this is our show truck.
Right.
So what we did is we took the most commonly asked for cooking equipment and put it in this show truck. Sizes, of course, can vary. So, a common kitchen has a 4 burners over an oven, a double basket fryer, a grill, refrigerator, freezer, a bain-marie.
What's a bain-marie? What's that?
A bain-marie, it's a sandwich prep. It's another word for a sandwich prep. Okay. So you prep a sandwich, you'd have all your condiments, it's refrigerated underneath. So, you put your tomatoes, your lettuce.
The chopped onions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
These are, what we did in this truck was put, like I said, the most common. The equipment that's required by code, and we build to code, we build to spec. A sink setup, a 3-tub with a separate hand wash, fire suppression system with an exhaust fan, and a hood system. The hood size is based on the type of equipment you have, cooking equipment. But then what we did was, besides the basic, we put all the bells and whistles because it's our show truck. So, for instance, we have the quilted stainless steel. But you could go with regular stainless steel walling, not the quilted.
And for people who don't know, that's like a diamond-shaped design. So a little fancier.
Yes, a little fancier.
Yeah.
You saw on the outside of the truck, we have lighting. Okay, all around, LED lighting. That's an add-on. Canopies.
So that people don't stand in the rain?
Exactly. And, these are upgrades. So we put everything. We have a TV where you can put a menu board on there. You can design your own menu board. Our shelving, this is custom shelving that's enclosed overhead. Or you can go with the basic with open shelving. Same with our cabinetry underneath our work tables. Some chefs choose to have open space for easy access. Some like storage. So again, what makes us unique is we're custom builders. We'll just build it to spec.
All right, so generally speaking, how much fuel, water, and other things can something like this carry? Because it's like a mobile, it's like a mobile strike force.
Yes, and then generally, like the cooking equipment you see here, we would mount 2 40-pound propane tanks on the rear of our truck, and they would be enclosed and lockable. That's enough. And if you will run out of one, you switch right over to the other. So 2 40-pound propane tanks is more than enough for the cooking equipment you see here.
For one day?
Yes. As far as your electrical, your hot water heater, your refrigeration you see here, we would use a 7K generator, which again is be more than sufficient. We also could provide plug-in power. So if a potential buyer is doing a fair where they provide plug-in power, they can plug in and keep their generator off. So we offer all those options.
What is the most unique challenge for you in actually designing? Is it using computers to spec it all out? Is it to be innovative, to try to predict what the customer needs, even though they don't know what they may need?
We'll consult, and we are, with new people in the business, we are kind of consultants. When you get restaurant owners and chefs that come in, there's no gray area. They kind of know what they want. But we have a design team that can make suggestions. Also, when we do layout drawings for designs, if somebody signs on with us, we'll send the design back to the client and see if they need something moved based on the kind of layout they want. But we work with the client again to customize it but we'll make suggestions if the client asks.
From a statistical point of view, are more of the people who purchase food trucks sort of they buy just one truck and that's their business, or are they more fleet oriented? And do you start with the food truck and then go to the restaurant, or do you go to the restaurant and then you expand your reach to the food truck, or it's all of it?
It's kind of all over the place. The food truck industry right now, as you know, is booming. I mean, every cooking channel you put on, they have food trucks. So we get a little bit of both. What we are getting a lot of is a lot of restaurateurs who are successful and think about expanding. They're going to the food truck instead of opening a second brick and mortar location because, like they said, going through a bad economy. They've learned. So if they open that second location and something happens demographically in that area, now people don't come to them. But with a food truck, they can go to the customer.
Right. Also, the truth is, if your location for a restaurant isn't the greatest, you're stuck with a long lease. I'm an attorney, so I know.
Exactly.
Whereas here, you just drive somewhere else.
Exactly. And again, Vending Trucks Incorporated. Where a lot of our business is a lot of referral business and repeat business, and we're proud to say that because that says a lot about our company. When you get referral, there's nothing better as a sales representative when somebody walks in and says so and so has referred me. That's a great feeling because we know we did a great job. Or the successful food truck owner comes in that we might have built their first truck and says, hey, now I need my second and third truck. So we know we're doing a good job like that, and that's what we like. We have a couple of clients. We have one client who's doing truck number 9 with us.
Wow.
So again, that speaks.
What kind of food?
It does empanadas.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, so for more information, vendingtrucks.com. This is Richard Solomon from the Javitz Center. We'll be right back. All right, with Gavin Harris. Now, I have the greatest, did you know, you may have the greatest regular job, but I've got a great radio job because all day long I've been snacking.
Yes. Oh my God, that's the best thing about this.
One of the trade show occupations is I'm going to need like antacids because I've eaten so many conflicting foods.
Pop a couple Tums after each, sample that
every 3 hours.
Yeah. That's what I've had to do.
Well, the good thing is I'm walking the show. All right, so you're at the Cooperstown Distillery.
Yes,
Are
sir.
you actually in Cooperstown, New York?
I'm actually based out of Brooklyn, but I'm born and raised in Cooperstown. So
okay.
It's my hometown.
Right.
I make it up there quite frequently. I'm just down here representing the distillery.
All right. So what products, let's take a look. What are the products that you make?
Well, we make a variety of products. We do a vodka. We package it 2 different ways in our patented baseball decanter, which is the Doubleday bottle, which you see right in front of you.
Okay.
We also do
it. Take some pictures to accompany
this. Of course.
Yeah.
We also do it in the Glimmer Glass bottle. It's the same spirit, different packaging. We also do a phenomenal gin called the Fenimore Gin.
Now, I've heard rave reviews about this gin. What makes it different?
Well, there's a variety of things that make it different, but it's mainly, in my opinion, it's the vapor extraction that we use in our botanical recipe. So we don't macerate our gin. A typical gin, they take botanicals, put them in a cheesecloth, and let them steep. But what we do is we have a gin basket in our pot still, and it's all vapor infused. So as the vapor is going up through the pot still, it's forced through the gin basket and grabs all the essential oils. It leaves a very delicate, soft, elegant taste on the palate. The texture is phenomenal. It really is.
Okay.
It's not really up front with the juniper berry, which scares a lot of people away from gin. And there's enough in it for the people that really like a London Dry, but we really are finding that our gin is bridging people over to the gin category.
Back to the gin.
Of course.
All right. And what else are you guys featuring here at the show and are proud of?
We have the Beanball Bourbon, which is a really nice
I had that.
bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great bourbon. That is a great bourbon.
Named after the famous Beanball pitch. Being from Cooperstown, we got to pay homage to baseball. And as a lot of baseball historians know, whiskey and bourbon played a prominent role in the early days of baseball.
I didn't know that. How so?
Babe Ruth was a big whiskey fan, It wouldn't be too crazy to find a bottle of that laying around the dugout, It was a different time period, as you know.
Right, now we have drug testing and everything else.
Oh, yeah, steroid era. It ruined everything.
All right, now going back to your vodka. The vodka is made from what spirit? What do you
grain?
What's the grain that you use?
Yeah, we use a specific type of wheat called it's white winter wheat.
Sure. Okay.
And it's got a very soft protein content in it, which naturally leaves a little bit of a sweetness to it. We don't do anything else besides make it from the wheat. So that's all natural. That little bit of vanilla that some people pick up on the finish. Other palates pick up coconut. But we distilled it 6 times, so it's very, very, very soft and smooth. No bite to it at all. It's dangerously smooth.
All right. So if I were to be at a ball game, let's say not a major league game because you can't sneak it in.
Yeah.
What would be a great July 15th, Saturday afternoon, hot outside, sitting with my baseball cap on, watching the game somewhere? what was the drink that I should have, and like if it's like a mixed drink or straight up, what would you recommend?
Oh gosh, I mean, old fashions are always amazing, but that's more of a winter drink for most people. I would love to do a baseball pitch here because we're talking about baseball, but really our Fenimore bottle, our Fenimore gin makes amazing cocktails. Summer cocktails especially, very refreshing. I mean, I love it with just a couple slices of cucumbers and some ice cubes. All right. And it's a sipping gin. It really, I think it captures the summer.
All right, so let's walk over for 1 second and do some. Okay, could I try it's a little bit of the gin. Okay, so we're actually doing a live taste test here.
Oh yeah, all right. Let's
now,
see what we got here.
Now I want the expert here to tell me what I'm looking for in the signature of the gin. Oh, thank you so much. All right, so, all right.
A couple more pours like that, and
and then we'll be doing TV. All right, so here we go. So we got gin, and let's see. So interesting. It's very different.
Very rich, very complex. But like I said, it's not really up front with that juniper berry. A lot of people who don't like gin, they feel like they don't like it because they, when they taste it, it feels like they skied into a pine tree because of the juniper is overwhelming. That's typical of like a London Dry. This is an American take on gin, and you're going to get a lot of licorice on the finish.
Yeah, you do. Oh, yes, absolutely. It's interesting because like if you were to compare this to Tanqueray, it's completely different.
Completely different.
Like Tanqueray's just more intense, and this has got.
We're a little lower proof. I believe Tanqueray is hovering around 90. We're 80 proof.
Okay.
But still gets the job done. But it's very, very delicate on the palate, very drinkable, very smooth.
It is very drinkable.
And there's some citrus elements to it as well. But you're also going to get some of that eucalyptus there about midway through the finish.
It's interesting. It has a very interesting aftertaste.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if it's sort of the licorice or the eucalyptus or both.
Also, there's lilac in there. I mean, we use 15 botanicals. Your average gin is using 5 to 7. So, I mean, there's just a lot going on there. And that's why we really like this gin, especially for a summertime type of drink, because if you go to your local mixologist, that's really where you're seeing some of these superstar mixologists create some signature drinks. It's with the gin category because there's so much flavor, as you just tasted, in that gin. Depending on the drink, it brings out different types of profiles.
Now, what is the grain that gin comes from?
Well, our base for our gin is our vodka. So essentially, the gin is it's just an infused vodka.
Oh, that's really interesting.
So it's a botanical. It's infused with botanicals.
See, most people's experience with gin is really from MASH.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Where Alan Alda and his compatriots in the swamp would brew up the gin themselves. But you can't imagine it was any good.
That bathtub gin.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so if people want to learn more about where to find your stuff, do you have a website?
Yeah, if you just Google, or you can just go to www.cooperstowndistillery.com. You'll see our website.
Yeah.
Also, we're on social media, Instagram. We're always keeping up with that. The Instagram username is Cooperstown_distillery.
Okay.
You just type it, Cooperstown Distillery, and you'll find us. We're also on Facebook, so be sure to check us out on those. We're always keeping those fresh and updated, and we love participating and interacting with our fans and supporters.
I'm a new fan.
Awesome. Well,
right.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
So everyone who grew up, at least like me in Queens, everyone knew the Good Humor Man. There's not a happy face that's not associated with a Good Humor story. So we're Rich Belch, and you were with the Vintage Ice Cream guys from Jericho, New York, so right by the station. So we are looking at a Good Humor truck. Boy, this brings back memories. Oh, my God. So what are we looking at? Because this is definitely a piece of Americana. This probably belongs in the Smithsonian, to be honest.
Well, thank you, Richard. Appreciate that. This is a 1949 Ford F1 Good Humor truck that is one of a kind, the last one known remaining. And yes, it's truly a piece of art and a piece of Americana. Everybody remembers these trucks as a kid. Everyone stops by the truck and they share a great story, how their mom used to throw nickels out the second-story window in the Bronx, how they used to jump on the back of the truck and open up the truck and throw the ice cream out to their friends. Everybody worked, and the funny thing is, so many people actually had the job of a good humor man. So it's just a lot of fun hearing the stories and watching people walk by and smile.
One of my friends was a Mr. Softy, so I could relate in the Bronx. So for our radio audience...
Just want to mention, the Good Humor Truck is the original New York City food truck. The original New York City
That's
food
so
truck.
funny because we did the food truck manufacturers on the show. So maybe we have to put these segments. Could we walk over and could you ring the bell?
Oh,
I got it.
And just to let you know, these are the original bells from Belvin Brothers Manufacturing Company up in Connecticut, and they've been making bells for about 100 years now, and they make bells for not only the Good Humor Truck, but for the Salvation Army, and more importantly, of course, they make the bells for Santa Claus.
Wow, so let's hear it. Let's hear it.
And of course, if you notice, the bell size is different. Each bell is a little different, and it's strung differently to have the unique sound of the Good Humor Man. So
all right, here we go. If that doesn't send people out of their cars running into the street looking for the ice cream man, I don't know what does.
Well, usually after you hear those bells, you hear stop, 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 and that's how it works.
So let's take a look at the truck, because first of all, from a marketing point of view, it's just brilliant. You have the name Good Humor, such a great name. Ice cream, and you got the bar. So I never actually saw what it looks like on the inside. So you open up the back, and what do you see?
We have on this truck, it's so old that the actual freezer box is made of oak. So
wow.
They would have oak, they would put the dry ice in the front of the truck. There's a special door in front where you put the dry ice up on top, the cold air would come down, and the ice cream would stay cold pretty much for the whole day. They used to, the sides of these are made of porcelain, which is a very good insulator, and of course the trucks are white because the white would reflect the sun and keep the ice cream as cool as possible.
Oh, I thought because of vanilla ice cream.
No, it was actually because the white is the best color to reflect the sun and keep the trucks warm. And the uniqueness about these Good Humor trucks, the most important thing is that the sides of the truck, the porcelain, is in good shape. The sides are baked on porcelain, and they look as good today as they did 50 years ago.
Wow. Now, I noticed that there's another entry over here. So this is on the passenger side, if you will. Now, what's in here? Is this where the dry ice goes?
Well, Rich, the trucks always had two doors. They would have one door in the back, and we'd have one door here on the side, and that would be the passenger side, and that was done because of safety. Also, if you notice on this truck, there's only one way to get out. Once again, the cutout of the door is on the passenger side for safety. So the driver would get out on the safe side, and he would vend from the sidewalk side. That's how it works. And up here, as you can see, as I mentioned, is the separate door that is a little bit higher, and that has a box where the dry ice would go in, and the cold air would go down. So this is the original dry ice box.
Wow. Now, just so the side door, is that the same compartment as the back door?
Yeah, it's just one big square. They have a little divider in the front.
Okay.
But what people remember about these trucks is somehow the Good Humor Man was always able to reach in
and get the one
and
thing
grab
you wanted.
what you wanted. And the reason for that is because it was a small little box, and the Good Humor Man always knows where his product is. They would reach in and grab. Every product had its own little spot, and that's how it used to be done.
What eventually happened to the Good Humor trucks?
Wow, that's another interesting. There are very few left. What happened in the 70s is that the Good Humor Company, I guess due to the oil crisis, basically decided that it was not very profitable to run the trucks, and they actually sold them off to the independent distributors. A lot of them, and my friend who's a diver could tell you the story better, but apparently a lot of these trucks ended up off of Jones Inlet in the beach as an artificial reef. And my friend tells me today that if you go diving right off of Jones Beach to where the trucks are, since the sides were made out of porcelain and they're salt-resistant, anti-corrosive, if you take your hand and you wipe the trucks, it says Good Humor. So most of these trucks either were dumped or were destroyed or just run into the ground, and there are very, very few left. The best estimate is maybe 30 or 40 trucks left. But I have, my trucks are actually one of the very few that are operational.
Because I was at a car show in Poughkeepsie, and there was a guy who wore the Good Humor uniform and had his truck out there. Now, it was certainly not as old as this one, because you can tell this is an older model.
Right.
Now, this is a 1949?
Correct. It's 1949 F1 pickup truck, and what they did with these trucks is they sent them out, and they had them modified. They would add a refrigeration box to these units. This unit actually is a very unusual manufacturer. I don't believe they're in business anymore. But most of these trucks, if you look, were modified by a company called Hackney Brothers, which is actually still in business, and they produce a lot of the Coca-Cola trucks, the roll-up trucks. So Hackney Brothers would then take the original F1s or F100 pickup trucks, add the freezer, and then convert them to Good Humor trucks.
Actually, Hackney's still in business because a friend of mine's in the vending business.
Yes, sir.
And so all right.
Still around.
In 1949, what would have been the purchase price of this truck in $1949?
That's a great question. Whatever it was, I should have bought it. Unfortunately, I wasn't born yet, but eventually we found it. But the ice cream went for as little as a nickel, and we have some photos show the trucks with the 5-cent price tag on it.
Now, the photo that we talked about sort of in pre-production, let's take a look at that for 1 second. This was in Rosedale, Queens?
We believe this, where's the poster? Where'd our picture go?
Probably on the other side.
It fell down.
It's over there.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it's up on top here. Yeah, the picture is a depot somewhere in Queens, and as you can see, the old trucks are lined up with the Good Humor men in full dress uniform at attention, and they're ready to do their rounds. Just a beautiful picture from a day when there was no CVS and gas station and 7-Eleven on every corner. If you wanted your ice cream, you went home from school, you did your homework, and you waited for the famous jingle, and you'd come out of your house and you scream, "Stop, stop, stop." You had your treat, you ate your dinner, and it was a real fun, simple time.
What was your favorite Good Humor product?
Oh, me? It has to be the Candy Center Crunch.
I remember that. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. That was delicious.
And the reason that is because the more you eat, the better it gets.
All righty. So if people want to know, where do they go? Do they go to Jericho to find you? They go to the web?
Yeah, we're on the web. We're the VintageIceCreamGuys.com. You could visit our Facebook page, and we'd be more than happy to help you.
All right. So this is Richard Solomon with Richard Black, and bringing back childhood memories. This is awesome.
All right. So that was a great show. So a lot of times people ask me when I do some of these behind-the-scenes shows, what was the show all about, and what's some of the information that accompanies the show. All right, the International Restaurant and Food Service Show of New York, they call it the New York Restaurant Show, can be found at internationalrestaurantny.com. If you are a member of the industry, the trade industry, it's a $65 entrance fee for a 3-day access pass to the exhibit hall, the live culinary demonstrations, and walking the show floor. Some of the highlights of today that I did not get a chance to talk about with the various people I walked the show floor with have to do with the following seminars and sessions, as they call them. There's the future of tipping and its effect on the industry, creating promotions, concierge catering, 7 ways to market your restaurant's catering brand, Meatless Mondays. This is important for all the restaurant owners. Don't get burned. 5 common wage and hour mistakes restaurant and food service employees are still making. There was restaurant trends, industry trends, impact on guest experience, and so you want to have your own cooking show. It was a great show. I'd like to thank all the people that were kind enough to spend some time with me today. And I'll tell you, it was kind of fun to just go out there, sample all the great food, and see all the great stuff out there. What I try to do for my radio audience is I try to attend trade shows from time to time, walk through the show, find some of the more the interesting things that pertain to everyday consumers. Because some of the products we sampled today, everybody would enjoy out there. So thanks for listening. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week.